Have you ever wondered what kind of animals used to roam the earth way before our time? How about the most dangerous animals? Well, lucky for you, because today we're going to be covering some of the deadliest animals that used to live on this earth. Welcome back to What's the Topic, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Coming up first, we have the famous Megalodon, the largest shark to ever live. It's also known as the fiercest predator in history. They were up to 60 feet long and weighed over 50 tons. Definitely one of the largest creatures to ever roam the ocean as well. It was the devil of the seas, preying on a variety of other marine animals, including whales, dolphins, and seals. This monstrosity went extinct over 3.6 million years ago, possibly due to orcas and the shifting food chains. Thank God, because I don't think I would ever go to the ocean if they were still alive. Next, we got the Teratornis, which was the giant bird of prey with a wingspan of up to 20 feet. They were found in the Americas during the Ice Age period, and this massive avian creature was an impressive and terrifying sight. With its formidable wingspan, it would have been able to hunt large mammals. That means it definitely could pick up at least 4 or 5 humans with ease. Thank God it went extinct about 10,000 years ago, or else I'd never leave the house. Now, we would include the T-Rex in this video because it was no doubt the largest and deadliest carnivore that used to roam the land, but everybody and their mother already knows that, so we feel no need to fully include it. Anyways, next we're going to be talking about the Relicanth. Sorry, I mean the Dunkleosteus, a massive armored fish that lived in the Devonian period, which was about 420 million years ago. Relicanth could possibly be inspired by this creature at least. Anyways, it was believed to be the first true apex predator of its time. They were over 8 meters in length and had an incredibly strong jaw that was capable of crushing shells and bones. It was also the largest vertebrae of its time and weighed about 8,800 pounds. This thing also used to prey on sharks. Good thing it went extinct about 358 million years ago. Imagine encountering one of those fish though, and it just snaps your foot in half like it's nothing. Yeah, I don't even want to think about it. What I will be thinking about though is the massive snake called the Titanoboa. They lived in South America around 66 million years ago and was the largest snake to ever be recorded. These guys reached up to 50 feet in length and weighed over 2,500 pounds. Although they weren't venomous, they would coil around their prey and block their windpipe, choking them to death. Their diet consisted of small reptiles, birds, and small crocodiles. They could also slither as fast as 50 miles per hour. The only threat to this species was climate change, and that's exactly what caused them to go extinct about 60 million years ago. Next, we have a creature that was the biggest land and water-based predator to ever roam the earth, and it's called the Spinosaurus. They were about 60 feet in length and weighed 23 tons, and they lived about 100 million years ago with their prey mostly consisting of sawfish, large lungfish, and sharks. Even though it did prey mostly on water, it also preyed on land creatures as well, just not as much. Its powerful bite was about 3 tons in weight. Absolutely nobody would be able to survive a bite that powerful. Although the bite was very small for its size, it still had a stronger bite than any animal alive today. Also, its claws were as large as the knives you would see in a butcher shop. But the Spinosaurus died out only due to an extreme drought, which occurred about 93 million years ago. Who do you think would win in a fight, a T-Rex or a Spinosaurus? Let us know down in the comments. Next, we got a giant relative of the crocodile called the Sarcosuchus that lived about 112 million years ago. It was an enormous reptile with an average length of 10 to 11 meters. That's about 33 feet. It also weighed up to 8 tons, which is 16,000 pounds. This thing was most definitely a formidable creature, not only due to its razor-sharp teeth and the size of it, but because of its remarkable adaptability. It was the foe of many large animals, including even the Spinosaurus. This super croc went extinct about 10 million years ago. But just imagine seeing one of these things in Florida. I would definitely scream for my mommy and run like the Flash in the other direction, no doubt. Anyways, next up is the dire wolf, which is known as one of the biggest wolves that used to exist up to 13,000 years ago. First appearing in the Americas about 250,000 years ago, these wolves had huge sharp teeth, 40-inch tall shoulders, and a body length of 70 inches. These boys weighed about 200 pounds and could sprint as fast as about 40 miles per hour, we're guessing. There is sadly no record on how fast they could go, so this is just an estimate. They were hypercarnivorous, which means their diet consisted of at least 70% meat, just like the saber-toothed tiger, meaning that they often competed with each other for prey. Also, a fun fact is that the big dogs featured on Game of Thrones are actually direwolves. Now, coming up, we have the giant bear, called the Arctodus. This behemoth was only found in North America and was as tall as 11.4 feet in height when standing up and weighed more than 1 metric ton, which is 2,204 pounds. According to scientists, they were 50% larger than the biggest polar bears in recorded history. The Arctodus would have needed about 35 pounds of meat a day just to get by, but because of the arrival of humans, they lost much of their food supply and went extinct about 11,000 years ago. Next, we have the Carbonemys, which was a lovely turtle that you could definitely have had for a house pet. Nah, I'm just kidding. This thing was a huge carnivorous turtle that wouldn't even fit in your living room because it was about the size of a small car. Hence why the beginning of its name starts with car. It lived about 60 million years ago, meaning that it survived the mass extinction that killed the dinosaurs. It had massive jaws that could jump through animals like crocodiles. Just imagine seeing one of these things chomp through a gator like it's nothing. Jeez, that would be terrifying. But anyways, its shell was approximately 5.5 feet long, and its body about double that length. It also weighed up to 1,000 pounds. It went extinct about 55 million years ago for what we're guessing is lack of food supply. And last but not least, we have a huge centipede called the Arthropleura. Now, this thing is very similar to a regular centipede, except for that it was 2.6 meters long, which is about the length of a small car. They lived about 300 million years ago, and were known as one of the biggest invertebrates known to mankind, weighing about 110 pounds. Did I mention that they are basically bulletproof? Their skin was so strong that it could most likely deflect bullets. Their pincers also were strong enough to probably chop right through a human. Even though they were herbivores, I definitely would not want to provoke these things because they were highly dangerous with those pincers. Thank God they went extinct about 250 million years ago. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and if you like this video, then make sure to subscribe because there's plenty more to come in the future.